All right, we're back. No fancy intros today. Just setting up all the stream, making sure that everything's fine. No glitches. Hopefully, OBS can be solid for once in its like rare blue moon existence. Gonna let people know that we are good and ready to go. Yep. So welcome back to the continuation of our Fate stream. Just give me one moment. I was looking over just to see on the little link to the kind of almost like PDF version of the Fate stuff. I'm like, okay, I have 1 day left. I have 1 day left. Not looking into it too much, just to know that, like, hey, all right, I just gotta power through. I gotta power through for like one more day after day 14, even though I think day 14 is gonna be fairly extensive. But tonight, we're gonna just try and blaze our way through this as best we can. Live now. Gonna try to finish or get close to being done this route tonight. Bada bing. Oh, there's a regular sword on here. Hold on. Let me see. I thought there was a regular sword image. There's a gun. There we go. All right. Perfect. But yeah, we're going to try and get done tonight, guys. We're going to try and get done the Fate route tonight. Once again, my camera's acting up. I have no idea. Like, if I do this, it's fine. But then once I, like, take away the focus, it, like, brings the quality up so weirdly. I don't really know why. I've, like, tried the settings, but I don't know if it's not a sharpness thing. It's not. I don't think it's an aspect thing. It's not on that. It's not that. Render, no. Color pad, no. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with my camera. Hopefully it's not. It's not an overall negative thing, but I have noticed it's like it's giving like more of a green brightness, and I'm like, I don't want that. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so that's now posted on the Twitter. They are aware of tonight. Pin that to the channel. Then I'm gonna post on the U of Tube, and then we're gonna get started. So hopefully, as we truck through tonight, we're gonna get done or close to being done with the Fate route for Fate Stay Night Remastered. What an interesting ride this had been. Again, you know, I already had pre-notions of Fate coming into this all over the place, but still, nonetheless, information and whatnot. I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed the visual novels. They were fairly interesting. And expanding a lot of character stuff. Although I think I liked this route. I don't know if that would mean I would like in the future per se the other routes. I might enjoy them and have more of an aspect change to what they try to like get across to you. However, at the end of the day, I don't know if I'm contented enough to like really go and play through those other two routes just yet. All I know is that this was a very fun, interesting way of going through some more Fate lore, and I enjoyed it. A lot of reading, but I enjoyed it. And I can see why maybe a lot more hardcore Fate fans are like, the visual novel is the way to be. Yeah. Maybe in the future we will go through the Unlimited Blade Work route, the Heaven's Field route, and see, like, all right, visual novel, what can you offer to explain that has not already been given through the adaptations? Like, what is it that you are going to give that can make anything notably different? Because as far as I stand, I keep saying this, and if this is the last of the nights that we are playing this game / read through, I guess, because it's mostly reading, I stand that Unlimited Blade Works, I think, is the worst out of the main three routes. It would then go Heaven's Feel. And then, of course, I think this route has been peak. I think this route's the way to be. People say it's basic. I say simplicity is key. And that this is probably the best route that Shiro has been in. On top of, I do genuinely believe that Saber is a very interesting character when you go through this perspective, and that you do have a lot more of an interesting connection to them and their quasi relationship, because it's very, very strange compared to the other two. I think it's wholesome, but at the same time, it's something that feels right. Like, they are people that call each other out on their shit, even though they're doing the exact same thing that they're calling out, and they rely on each other. And I like that. I like that as a story narrative between Shiro and Saber. And I don't know, the vibes that you get from playing this route, and then some stuff like, hey, Shinji's actually doing shit, and Ryder's going down a different path than what we see in the Heaven's Field route. Okay. Berserker gets more time to shine. He actually talks in this one. Oh, shit. Ilya's kind of whatever in this route. That's kind of one of my main negatives, I guess I would take away from this. We still have to fight Gilgamesh. Let's see what's going on with Gilgamesh in this route. Caster's kind of whatever in this route. But, it's very good. It's very good. Some people would say it's too thin. I think it's the right amount of levels of detail that the Fate universe should stick to, especially when they are lore dumping you, and they have lore dumped us, especially in the last two playthroughs, I feel like, or the last two times that we've been doing this, where it's like, okay, we had the whole thing with Saber explaining her juxtaposition throughout time and space and how she's not a real servant. Then we have now gotten into the Kirei explaining, what actually is the Holy Grail? How does it kind of work? Kiritsugu, all his lore, the ideas of the three family. And then if you go back through here, they'll explain Ode and the other parts of the actual energy system and Fate. So let me see. Because even now I have to, like, fucking remember and look it up. Ode versus... In Fate, Ode is an individual internal energy source, while mana is the external magic energy of the planet. Mages use their own Ode and absorb mana from the environment. Yeah, so, like, the lore dump is interesting for sure, because it is a visual novel. You can get a lot more bang for your buck. But at times, it's a lot. Like, it's Togashi style, if not more. And the lore can kind of get complicated. And I do notice it, too. They do feel like they go back and forth on what they say in previous stuff, to now all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, now it's this. It's like, wait a minute now. Is this because we are having an inexperienced narrator, aka it's mostly Rin, and Rin, though she gets hyped up to be very, very smart, knowledgeable in her own way, she's not the cleanest narrator on what is actually the laws and everything of their universe? Or are we generally having an unreliable narrator, as in, like, the people that are writing this, aka Nasu, are kind of going back and forth either on purpose or because they are changing their mind halfway through? I have no idea. Like, there are many times that you get the terms for true magic versus magic versus magecraft. Like, it's a whole system. In Fate, magecraft is like science-like application of the mystic energy, which is mana, which you get from the environment, to achieve effects possible throughout science, while true magic is an act impossible to replicate by any scientific means or even the world's natural laws, essentially performing miracles. The distinction from mystery, a concept representing how far beyond current scientific understandings in magecraft will go. But then there's also mystics. There's mystics. Then there's also that. It's like there's a lot of lore that kind of gets very complicated very quickly in Fate. Even in the visual novels, like ideas and like more solid way of delivering them. Yeah. Anyway, those were some of the positives I was just trying to say, and the stuff that can be dived deeper into Fate, and also the stuff that they dive too much into. But nonetheless, I feel like it's been the best so far with this. And though people say, well, you start with that, so of course you're going to feel that way. Again, just because you start with it doesn't mean that we should look down on it later on, because we have these other two routes that try to do more unique things, fair enough. But being unique doesn't always mean it's good. That's how I've seen things throughout life. That's just me. But all right, let's stop wasting time. You know why we're here. Please, if you like these streams, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Because in the future, we are going to do more Fate stuff. We will play other games and whatnot. And maybe even watch some animes here and there that come out. But for right now, we're going to try and finish up the Fate Stay Night remastered Fate route tonight, or as best as we can. And then going forward, we're going to have a whole new schedule with our gaming stuff. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing JoJo's Part 8 for the first time, and also the Greatest Estate Developer. If you've been paying attention to this week and the channel updates, Oda is in the... Not in the hospital, I was going to say. Oda and the One Piece is taking a hiatus. It's a Sunday hiatus for this week, so there's no One Piece chapter next week. Let me get my thoughts straight. This week. And thus, we will not be reading a One Piece chapter. We will not be doing the anime watch-throughs this week. We'll try and get in that next week and actually have like a more bulky thing to watch. So for this week, either Friday or Saturday, maybe we'll do like another gaming stream of whatever. And then Sunday, we will be doing JJK and Each to Which as per usual. Cool? Cool. Let's get into this. Let's get into this golden cock blocker over here, man. Constantly getting our way. By the way, this outfit is shitty, man. It's nowhere near the level of, like, coolness that he thinks it is. But, hey, whatever, man. Whatever floats his boat. Alright, let's go. By the way, volume's low, just let me know. Okay, so... the unidentified heroic spirit who has annihilated Castor's bones, soldiers, and even took out Castor with barely any effort. Now, that monster stands in front of us. He's so close. We're exactly the right distance to begin slashing at each other at any moment. Death looms right in front of us, even more than we faced with Berserker. He's got that aura around him, man. Well, guess what? She's busy, so why don't you go find some random streetwalker, okay? You know, it's simply improper to... it's improper to simply remain quiet. Mm-hmm. Archer stifles a laugh. He's not even looking at me. Of course not. Saber is his only focus. He admires her like she is a piece of art. More like a piece of meat, but... Saber's demure changes. Yes. She must have made up her own mind. She's already determined that the man in front of us is an enemy. And while I've hardly moved a muscle... Damn. Run. But that probably is the best and only strat. Mm-hmm. And she's not in prime time. She's not in prime time. She's nerfed. I can hear the apology in her voice for not being able to do more. Even someone as powerful as Saber can only block his first attack. My chances of getting away from this guy are slim at best. Saber is asking me to forgive her for what is about to happen. She probably knows there's no way for her to defeat the man in gold. I can't let her do that. This is different than when we were fought Berserker. I know that though I don't have proof, that making Saber fight this servant can only end badly. Actually, I do have proof. I know from seeing his noble phantasm last night, Saber cannot beat him. This is not a matter of skills as a knight. That's not even the right way to look at this. No heroic spirit, so long as they remain a heroic spirit, can beat the man in gold. Well, luckily for her, she's not technically a true heroic spirit. She's a servant. I cover Saber and face Archer. Who isn't a dog in your eyes, my guy? Like, yo, you think everyone's a mongrel. He smiles cheerfully. He raises an arm and lazily snaps his fingers. Death. Here we go. Instincts kick in. I feel sick. I need to leave right now or I'm dead. There's no rhyme or reason. I just know instinctively that this guy will kill me for standing in front of him like this. Oh, what's the plan? What's the plan? Nope. Well, he doesn't know that yet. He doesn't know that yet. He doesn't know. I push Saber away and start running, trying to escape the death I can only hope isn't inevitable. There is no plan here. I'm just going to risk it all and run straight at the guy. Then I'm going to project Saber's sword again, just like when we fought with Berserker. Yeah, but like the whole thing of projection magic and you were told not to do that and you might have gotten lucky and now you're in a high intense situation. True, but you're a little bit more of nervousness rather than, all right, fuck it, we ball. Of course. Down. Down. Crash down. Oh, no. Oh, boy. I'm blown back. What just happened? The moment he snapped his fingers, something appeared right beside me. It's a giant hammer. It knocks me aside like a piece of trash, and I slam hard into the ground. Man, you need to learn how to make armor. Like, if you can make Saber's sword, you know, you gotta make some armor, man. I can't move. My body is completely useless. Like, all my bones have turned to jelly. I've lost all sensation in my limbs. The pain is so dull, I can't even tell if I'm still alive. Buddy, you've gotten beaten up by Berserker. How the fuck? Come on, it's one hammer. It's one hammer. Push through. True. Ah, I'll be a pain in the ass for you. Can't do that because your goddamn waifu will go away. So be a pain in the ass. Be a pain in the ass for him. The man laughs. I try to push myself up, but my body won't listen. I mean, what other ways? What other ways? Outside of, like, eating people, which, I mean, I don't know, like, he's gonna be like, Saber, you either have to eat people or Gate of Babylon. Like, he's, like, gonna blow the entire city away or some shit. Maybe. I guess that would be the case. Like, I know you're gonna do it. And then my body goes blank. He will kill me. If I make even a single move, he will just do what he said. I can't possibly move after what kind of warning? Saber turns to run towards me. The man in gold will not allow it. Oh, what's happening? He stands in front of me and waits for Saber to reach me. Saber stops and glares at him. The two stand about 2 meters apart. I don't know about Archer, but Sabers can close the distance in a heartbeat. Chosen, of course. I mean, if I was Shiro, just to, like, fuck with Gilgamesh for a second, I could do command spell, Saber. If he even tries to get close to you, I order you to kill yourself. Just saying, you know. Just saying, like, alright, 2 can play this game. Your waifu can be gone, bud. Your waifu can be gone. Yo, the difference between Shiro saying it doesn't matter if you're a servant, you still have girl-like qualities, and then there's a difference between that and, oh, you may be a king, but you're still a woman. How Gilgamesh says that. There's a difference. We are not the same. We are not the same. You are a real ladies' man there, Gil. Everything. Corrupted Aladdin over here. I will show you the world. The man moves. He extends both arms and approaches Saber as if to welcoming embrace. Uh-huh. I mean, what would have been the plan? Like, yeah, she could have drank in the cup of life right here. But once she gets it, I think she would teleport back regardless. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on the chain of actions, I guess. Saber looks straight at Archer as she speaks. She stands firm, not taking so much as a step back. His laughter suddenly stops. I'm not sure what he found so funny in the first place. Mm-hmm. Spunk! Mm.
よし。では力ずくだ。聖杯を手に入れた後、その身に中身をぶちまけてやろう。
I'm gonna pour it all over you. Okay.
喜べよセイバー。そうなればマスターなど不要となる。
I mean, like in theory, like if he gets the Grail, doesn't she like automatically lose and then go back to the gosh dang hilltop? Like they kind of do play fast and loose, like how long she can actually stay after winning or losing the Grail.
万能の器である聖杯。その力すべてを飲み干すのだからな。サーバントなどと人間の使い魔に甘んじることもなくなるだろう。
He's so damn smug. To that. I mean, it's very clear. He wants to live and have a great life again. She must have realized that is the only option to fight him. And before she engages with the enemy, she wants to know why does he, what does he?
さあ、何だったか。あいにくこの世の財はすべて手に入れた身でな。望むものだと通りな。
Clearly not true because you're going after her.
聖杯を求めてはいないというのか。
Not necessarily.
聖杯？ああ、不老不死か。そんなものは蛇にくれてやった。
I've given that to a snake. I wonder who he's referring to.
不老不死を蛇に譲った。
Saber freezes. What just happened? Saber subtly shakes her head to refute those words.
だがこの世界は面白いぞ。根本は変わらぬが、装飾もここまで来れば別物だ。これならば、再びこの世で君臨するのも悪くない。
Let's run it back. Run it back. Why not? It was fun the first time.
そうだな。俺の目的といえばそんなところか。それを効率よく進めるというのであらば、聖杯の力も悪くはないな。
支配欲か。見下げ果てたな、アーチャー。そんなことのために聖杯を欲するとは。
欲するのではない。世の財はすべて我のもの。自分のものを他人に使われるのが我慢ならんだけよ。お前とて、その政権を人に使われては腹立たしいだろう。騎士王よ。
If it meant to do greatness, no. And we actually do know she wants to rewrite her history, so technically no. She wouldn't. Oh, but she pauses. Pale mist surrounds Saber. Then in a flash, she's donning her brilliant silver armor.
Ho.
Ho. He doesn't move a muscle. In the next instant, Saber dashes forward. In the space of a single breath, she rushes straight at the man and swings her invisible sword at him with deadly speed. Saber goes flying backwards. If Saber's arms materialized by magical energy, Archer must be the same. There it is. In that brief space of their rapid exchange, the man in gold arms himself. Saber looks calmly at Archer as she readies her sword. Even as his eyes meet hers, his sneer remains. I will allow this, of course. I will admit, he does have pretty cool armor. The enemy happily announces the beginning of battle. A white light burst into the air between them. Saber's sword, shrouded in a bolt of lightning, cleaves directly towards the Golden Knight. One, two, three, 4 strikes. Each time Saber strikes, blinding light flashes from the content. Watching her repeated attacks is like staring at a strobe light. It's just like when I first saw Saber, that night when she fought Lanza. Saber channels her excess magical energy into her sword and strikes with such speed, precision, that she all but becomes a lightning bolt. The clang of sword against armor echoes throughout the air. Archer hasn't even drawn his weapon yet. As Saber's sword strikes at him, he's barely managing to defend his head with both hands. He simply doesn't have the skill to block Saber's attacks. Fucking reach. That's a reach. That's a reach. I don't like Gil, but that's a reach. Saber's skill with the sword is vastly superior to his. Sure. On top of that, Saber's sword is invisible. Even if Archer draws his weapon, he won't be able to defend against the invisible blade. So you know. It strikes his armor relentlessly. The sword hits the armor, chipping away at it and sending sparks showering in all directions. The only thing that the man can do is ward off Saber's blows from his face with his hands. This isn't a fight. It's a massacre. But, in the spite of fury of Saber's attacks, Archer's armor remains intact. If he's still unscathed even after a savage assault, the golden armor must be his noble phantasm. Wrong.
さすがにこれ以上はまずいか。相変わらず底なしの魔力よな。俺の鎧がきしみを上げるなど。
Creak. Creak. Not even crack. Creak. Archer raises his hands. He raises his arms, excuse me. But not towards Saber. I have no idea what he's trying to do. But Archer stretches his arm up into the empty night sky. What the? No, he's not going to summon what I think he's going to summon. The key of emptiness. The blade of paradoxical existence. Enuma Elishu. No. What the fuck? You didn't bust that out. Like, dude, this gets me pissed off. You could have bust that shit out against the weird jellyfish. But you didn't. But you didn't. But you didn't. Come on. Am I hallucinating? Is this an illusion? He has something in his hand. It's a sword shaped like a key. Yeah. So I think, damn, really, is he really going to actually bring out Enuma Elish? He's gonna genuinely bring it out for Saber. Saber plants both feet, unleashing a much more powerful attack against Archer, but Archer bats it aside with his red dark sword. With a curse of vengeance, sure. Saber puts some distance between herself and Archer, glaring at the sword. The enemy wielding such a weapon is a threat, no question. But it also means he's showing his hand. Whether his noble phantasm is armor or a sword, we'll be able to figure out how to deal with it along as we can see it. Saber readjusts her stance. Archer already said his armor is at his limit. But he said it in like a facetious way, I feel like. Saber can go back on the offensive with the same fury as before. She should be able to cut through his armor. Even if he pulls out his noble phantasm now, the next blow will decide the match. You have no idea how right you are. dude, we are underselling just how, like, no, he's going to blow her away. Like, I hate to say it, man, but yeah. Like, Excalibur full charge with Enuma Elish. I hate to say it, I think Enuma Elish probably could win against it. The sword in her hand is still invisible. She readies her sacred sword, still bound in swirling wind, and faces her enemy. Saber seems to know what his noble phantasm is. I don't think she saw it. Like, I mean, she saw his Gate of Babylon. I don't know if she saw the change. I don't believe she should know what Enuma Elish is, but sure. She put the distance between them because she knows how to deal with it. She's readying herself to face Archer directly. Sure. Each of them wields a sword, and their powers are equal. Then it's a matter of the wielder's skill. And that should mean Saber should win. Yo, where's your sword? Where's your goddamn sword, bitch? The man laughs. Saber charges without hesitation. Her sword will cleave through the armor. The very instant, I think. Gate of... Is that what he says? Gate of Babi? I like the dub more. Gate of Babylon! An invisible door opens behind the man. Saber jerks to one side. Archer holds something else in his hand now. Not the black and red sword. Ooh. It's an invisible sword like Saber's. Okay, so they're using his Gate of Babylon more tactfully. Like, this is what he should do. This is what he should be doing. Outside of just, oh, I'm going to throw shit at you, or Enuma Elish, or chains. It's like, if he's a lot more tactful, yeah, he could probably win without being a dick. But he's too caught in his own ego. But, brother, why didn't you use any of this shit against the jellyfish? By the time Saber deflects it, Archer has a different sword. His sword strikes at her in a merciless rain of ice shards. Saber twists away to dodge, but the air around her begins almost solid with flying blades. She's driven back as the blades close in on her from all sides. All the shards cling to Saber vanish. Her enemy holds a deadly-looking weapon that resembles a Grim Reaper's scythe. Hey, yo, Callie. He's a death scythe user. Saber blocks the weapon, arching for her neck with a gauntlet, but it's useless. Muda. The scythe shears through her gauntlet like it's a tissue paper and begins to drain her magical energy. God damn. What the fuck's this scythe? Like, this is how he should be used, not just, oh, I'm going to, like, throwing stuff at people is cool and all, but it's like, yo, wait a minute. Just be smart, Gil. Just be smart. It's as if it's trying to pull out her very bones rather than her blood or flesh. Crazy. Actual Grim Reaper over here. Saber stumbles, but she manages to keep it together. But her retreat takes on a different note. She's not distancing herself to prepare for the next attack. She desperately is fleeing the enemy. Saber glares at Archer as she's passing magical energy through her numb arm. A halo hilts floating around Archer. Those are the swords that slaughtered Castor. His noble phantasm now is backing Saber into a corner. Basically, armory. I got a big-ass armory. Even I, looking from a distance, can't believe what I'm seeing. Let me see this. Hold on, text. It's like a freaking, like, you know, showing you, like, oh, they're spawning in. Brother, he's got, like, a big-ass mace over there. Let me see if I can see anything else. He's got a bunch of katanas. He's got a bunch of swords. Yo, you got any bows? You got any bows, man? I mean, you are an archer. God damn, you know, you want to, like, have a little bit of archery. But we all know. We all know. All those hilts floating behind him are definitely his noble phantasm. Not 10, not 20. I can't even see them all. But I can tell there are no end to them. They're all from different times and places. That servant has all the divine mysteries that has ever been mentioned in the various legends and lore. And he still got numbed. What do you mean who you are? I'm pretty sure you know he's Gilgamesh. I'm fairly certain you know he's Gilgamesh. Saber's voice trembles. No servant would ever reveal their true name just because someone spoke it. Who cares? I'm great, obviously. But Archer's noble phantasm is so bizarre. Here we go. Saber couldn't help but ask. Two can be the one.
そのように際限なく宝具を持つ英霊など存在するはずがない。
存在するはずがない。それは早計だな。
True, I guess technically she shouldn't exist either, but here you are.
英霊は生前持ち得た武器を宝具とする。ならば単純な話ではないか。この宝具はすべて。
How does that work, though? Like, I've gotten the concept of how his Gate of Babylon works. It's like the great treasure of Gilgamesh that he has collected in his lifetime, but the treasures are so immaculate, so wide, various of cultures that he's accomplished and conquered, and then transcends that into the idea of the heroic spirits, like, oh, because he's the first great hero, first great story, has a great, vast wealth, unlike anyone in history has ever had. And then says, oh yeah, by the way, he has all your noble phantasms. Like, what the fuck? No, that should not be how that works. Yeah, it does. And yeah, here he is. Saber's right. All the noble phantasms he has are real. There are demonic swords from the northern Europe. The hell? Okay. Even from South America. Hey, yo, South American weapons. Let's go. No hero ever made a name for themselves in so many regions. Besides, Lancer should be the only one with Gabolg. True, I think we actually do see it in the corner. Heroic spirits have their own favorite weapon they use during their life as their noble phantasm. Based on that rule, the only one who could have Gabolg should be Ku Connellan. But Archer isn't Ku, and that means his spear cannot be Gabolg. But the thing is, it's definitely the real Gabolg. If those noble phantasms were all fake, that would explain it. But they're all real. So that's just... No, wait. Could they all be the originals? The weapons prototypes? Alright, this might be new. It might be possible. Legend and myth don't spring up from nothing. There are plenty of myths shared commonalities because someone or something served as the model for them. That's very fair. That is very fair. How many, religions, how many, places of origins with their own mythos talk about floods? A lot. How many, stories tell of fire being a commonality of sparking life in creation and then moving civilizations along? A lot of them, if not all of them. So, it can happen. Legends, which get to the point of becoming the basis of worship. usually only take root in the lands where they are said to have taken place. That's the one reason demonic swords and sacred swords reveal their true abilities in the lands they come from. So let's say there's something from before even that. What if various noble phantasms in all mythology existed before they were even known and named? Like, they just exist. They just, like, exist as concepts until their heroes spawn in existence to use them in their lives, I guess.
Oh,
Ooh, nice shot.
お前のマスターも捨てたものではないな。どうやら俺の正体に心当たりがあるらしい。
Even with this explanation, I don't even know if I would have been able to guess that, but sure. Saber turns to face me. She's so far away. I can't help her from so far away. I finally gotten to the point where I can move, even if it's still difficult. This reminds me of, like, goddamn Joseph trying to tell Jotaro, Nigerin daro, Jotaro! Sestando power is stopping time! The world! It's like, yo.
本物だというのだろ?
Something like that, yeah.
そう。単純な話だ、セイバー。最も古い時代。まだ世界が一つだった頃の話をしよう。その国は栄え、王はあらゆる財宝を収集した。
So, in the world of fate, they're saying Gaybolg, even that of Excalibur, they existed before man. They are like cosmic entities that take in the form of weapons and tools and all these many things. And because Gilgamesh is from the dawn of man, hero age, god age, before, you know, the greatness that many nations and stories would then come after him, he's like, I just found this as I was living my life. These are all mine. You all just happen to get it as your stories and nations found them later on. But these are mine that I collected from wherever the hell. I want to know again, where's this? Where's the throne of heroes? How do these things work? Why does the world choose things? Like, we need more explanations. Last time they explained the idea of utopia. Where's utopia? Where's the original pot of magic that's supposed to be like the basis of what the Grail was made after? We need to find these places. We need to understand what the hell's going on. Mm-hmm.
王は完璧な宝物庫を持ち、その中にある無造無造の武器は使われることなく王と共に
Just to flex, just like, hey, I got like this entire army. I don't need it, but if I did, I got it right here.
要はそれだけの話だ。王の死後、宝物庫の中身は世界に散らばり、名剣であるがゆえに重宝され活躍し、いずれ宝具として扱われた。
So, here's a question. In this explainer, so he would have Excalibur, but we have Calibrim, because Calibrim, though not the noble phantasm of Saber right now, is also a mythical weapon that maybe could also count as her secondary noble phantasm, in this case for Shiro. Maybe he wouldn't be able to have that because Merlin was the one to have said created that. And also the Lady of the Lake, but I guess Lady of the Lake she didn't make it in this case. I guess she just found Excalibur, I guess. I don't know. It's weird, the Fate lore, but sure. Do you understand now, King of Knights? They were once mine. It's like an inheritance. As long as you trace the object's history, a base or a prototype will always exist. It only makes sense that every legend, myth, or noble phantasm passed down in each country would have an original, or like their origin story. Yes. But I mean, there are definitely heroes that are straight up said, like, no, their weapon was made by them. Like, let's say Thor ever becomes a servant in the universe of Fate. We know how Mjolnir is made. Everyone should have a basic idea. It was made by the dwarves during a contest between Loki and Thor. They made Mjolnir specifically for Thor. It was going to actually be a longer hammer, but then Loki did some chicanery and it became like a one-handed hammer. Thor could still use it to do crazy shit, but nonetheless, it was made in the Nordic legends. But if he becomes a servant later on, I guess that's not going to be true, because by the original storyline, unless Nasu's going to change it later on, he might have already. I don't know. There's like a bunch of continuity stuff. So he might have already changed this part. But like, I guess they're implying then, oh, Mjolnir existed during Gilgamesh's time, and he was the first original owner. Then later on, Thor got it. It's like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of weird, but sure. And that could only be one hero. A hero from the oldest legends, far older than the legend of King Arthur or Heracles. The tyrant who ruled ancient Mesopotamia. A king who was half god, half human, who collected all the world's treasures, and who eventually sought eternal youth.
ギルガメッシュ
Mhm.
人類最後の英雄王
The most ancient king that we know of. Saber sounds like she's trying to keep the fear from her voice. Gilgamesh relishes in her reaction.
いかにも
Hmm.
この身は貴様
Ikanimo, yes.
最強の英霊だ
You're like the oldest. Relax. You're not the strongest. Especially how they keep like changing and adding more servants. You are certainly not the strongest. At this time, fine, whatever. But you're definitely one of the oldest servants. You're definitely one of the oldest servants. Until we find like a cave painting with like a proto linguistic language out there that's going to be deciphered. He is the oldest story and legend and hero and myth character. Fine. Which, again, last stream we talked about briefly. They actually did find updates on it like a year or two ago, that there's actually more to the story of Gilgamesh. So that's kind of cool. So like there are still bits and pieces of information about his myth that are coming out even now. But like, let's say eventually, like let's say maybe pre-Mesopotamian society, through a prototypic cave writing system, they'll find out, oh, there was this one hero caveman named Spear and his dinosaur from goddamn Primal. They went out on great adventures and they fought many a beat, like, you know, something like that. It's like, you're the oldest and quote strongest at this point right now. That's until humanity finds out, oh, actually there was someone before you, man. And who knows, maybe that person also found the stuff before Gilgamesh. There is nothing else to discuss. All that is left now is for him to use his endless noble phantasms to annihilate his enemy.
ほう我の名を知った上でまだ抗うか今度こそ勝ち目がないと悟ったはずだが
It's not a matter of me winning, it's a matter of you losing. Doctor Strange style.
やってみなければわかりませんいかに英雄王といえど超えられぬものがあるはずだ
Here's a stretch, especially in this universe. The air around Saber wavers. Shows it. The wind envelops her as it picks up, becoming a whirlwind to protect her. As it does, her golden sword is revealed. I don't believe it. Does Saber intend to use Excalibur? Gilgamesh stops. He must know how powerful Saber's sacred sword truly is because his self-assured composure falters. Saber glances towards him briefly, and her focus is now on Gilgamesh. Is she telling me to run away while I have the opportunity? Gilgamesh back is to the river, while Saber is over with me here. The positioning must be the result of our scuffling around earlier. Before I realize what's happening, Saber is facing Gilgamesh, protecting me. Consequences, man. Make sure to hydrate. I try to force myself to move, and with all the strength I can muster in my numbed body, all I can manage is lifting a single arm. I use every bit of my magical energy in my body to use the arm to push myself. I've lost all sensation. Every bone in my body creaks as I begin moving. The pain is warning. My body is coming apart at the seams, and if I move, that will be it. Again, that's nothing new, though. I push myself to my feet, ignoring the warnings. Very good, man. I try to endure the pain. I don't have time for this. What I need to do is to get to my feet as fast as I can and protect Saber. Goddamn, the angle of like the imagery makes like the text feel like it's actually tilting. I have a really, really bad feeling about this. It's the same premonition I felt when I faced Gilgamesh myself. We can't beat him no matter what. My instincts keep telling me that I just can't let Saber fight him. Again, for someone who never used these weapons, I guess he just has automatic knowledge of all of them. The swirling wind has become a raging vortex. Even in the face of that dazzling sword, Gilgamesh is unintimidated. On top of that, he draws a strange sword from the gate behind him. Oh my god! What the fuck? Why didn't you bring this out against the goddamn jellyfish? Why didn't you bring this out? If you're this confident, just do it. Just do it. Oh man, you could have stopped a lot of terrible things from happening, Gil. That's where my premonition came from. Stupid goddamn spiral sword. The sword he has now doesn't exist in any legend. He just knows that. I can't identify every one. I can identify every one of the noble phantasms floating behind him, but I can't. I have no idea about that sword. All right, so where the fuck did you learn, Shiro, all the noble phantasms? You know about Excalibur. You know about the Dragon Slayer from Siegfried. You know about Gaebolg and all the other kind of like infamous Irish and Celtic swords and spears. You know about, like, let's say, I don't know, Guan Yu's glaive. Like, how'd you learn about all that? That's a lot. That's a lot, Shiro. But sure, he knows every one of the noble phantasms floating behind him, but I have no idea about that sword. Fine, whatever. He has his own weapons. My own weapons. The sword itself is cylindrical. It consists of 3 segments, each rotating in different directions. It looks like a drill capable of piercing solid bedrock. Mm-hmm. Light flashes off their weapons. The two of them are still about 10 meters apart. Gilgamesh cannot possibly avoid her attacks from this distance, but that's not what he wants, man.
遠慮することはないぞ。最強と呼ばれるその剣。一度味わってみたくもあったからな。
We really are flexing these weapons. His laughter echoes in the space between them. Saber must have taken that as a provocation.
いいだろう。ならば我が剣、見事受け切ってみるがいい。
Saber moves. Her lips form the sword's true name. There's nowhere to run now. The noble phantasm releases when its wielder speaks its name, strikes mercilessly at Gilgamesh.
出番だ。
I'll have a sword with me, man. The cylindrical sword roars. The spiral power. You know what? Fuck it. Nah, he has anti-spiral power. He has anti-spiral power. Let's be real. In response, Gilgamesh's words, the three segments whirl faster. If Saber's Excalibur summons a whirlwind by driving wind away, Gilgamesh's Aya creates a gale by drawing in the wind. A vacuum, a wind pressure, man. But Saber is more experienced with handling her anti-fortress noble phantasm. It's faster than Aya. Sword. Saber pours as much magical energy as she possibly can into her weapon in seconds, igniting its massive power. Excalibur! Hold on, let me do it again. Excalibur! She doesn't hesitate. Saber unleashes the might of a sacred sword so powerful it could split a river in two. At the same moment, Enuma Elish. Here we go. The light of matching intensity flares to meet Excalibur's attack. The town is gone! The town is gone! You just dropped a nuke! Oh, God. People lived here. The impact is tremendous. The raging winds tear trees from the ground. The colliding lights are like an exploding sun blinding me. Seriously, dude. Yeah, you probably are blinded if that's like the least of your concerns. Oh my God, we had people living here, you two. I'm on the verge of being carried off by the winds. I cling to the ground with my one functioning arm. It's all I can do to weather the storm of wind, light, and heat. How long will this go on? Their overwhelming attacks are so powerful, I fear they might split the world in two. But then, it suddenly ends with Saber surrounded by white light. Damn. Oh my God! Again, people lived here! You just dropped a nuke on this town. Bullshit. Nah, these everything here would be gone. Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me. Oh, how we upscale Excalibur and Enuma Elish. Don't you lie to me like this. These fuckers would be gone. This would be a new Nagasaki. A crash breaks the unexpected silence. Something thuds in the ground beside me. I know what it is. Even half blinded, I couldn't make the mistake of what I'm seeing. Bro, she hits the Yamcha pose. No. But, of course, it's Gilgamesh. If it's not a jellyfish, oh, I'm the greatest. Okay. If it's not Nom. If it's not Nom, he's got this. Supposedly. She looks dead. She looks dead. Let me take a screenshot. Bruh. Yo. The greatest class. The greatest saber, supposedly. Wielding one of the greatest weapons in history, supposedly. Oh. Okay. All right, Saber. All right. She's a bloody mess. We can't give this guy more of an ego boost. We can't. His head can't grow any bigger. In the distance, the Golden Knight, completely unscathed, laughs like a madman. Oh my god, the fucking jellyfish. Not. Okay.
人類最強の聖剣とやらもその程度か。人間の幻想など。
Relax. She was nerfed. Whoa. Hang on, good sir. She doesn't have Avalon, and on top of that, she was nerfed. Relax. Relax, good sir. His laughter rises so high, it seems to roar up into the heavens. This must be hilarious to him. He's just smiling to himself, not even paying Saber any mind now that she has fallen. Come on. Get up, Shiro. Get up. If she's down, you might as well go down with her, man. She does not answer. Blood spurts from her mouth as she tries to gasp. The world goes red. What was I doing? I knew that this would happen. I knew Saber couldn't win against Gilgamesh, so why didn't I try to stop her, even if I had to use my command spell? Alright. You wouldn't have said that if you didn't bring out a Numa Elish. Relax. Relax. No, you can't let assholes like this win. They just are fucking sore winners, man. They're sore winners. Oh, well, of course this would be the end result. You are, in fact, a woman, after all. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my lord, dude. You can't have these fuckers win. His smug voice is grating. This is my fault. No, it's Nasu's fault for making this guy too overpowered. I thought she could win. Again, she's incredibly nerfed. Let's be honest here. As a bad feeling as I had about this, I was sure Excalibur could win. I may have told her to stop, but my command spells didn't react. I obviously wasn't serious. If I had been serious about protecting her, I could have used a command spell to make her escape, even if it was just her. And there could have been at least been an option for me to fight on my own. What would have that been? That is fucking vile right there. She was gonna end up dirty anyway. Scatter here, scatter there. Yeah, it makes no difference. Whew, Gil. His voice draws closer. Yo, dude, it's time. Fuck it. If you die, you die. Let's go. Shing. Bust out your own Excalibur. But I guess it doesn't really... Do we know how many times he can actually use a Numa Elish? Probably not. He probably can't do it consecutive. That would be dumb. Like, nah. Consecutive Enuma Elishes? Bruh. Seriously? Like, chill. You already have that thing in the first place. And you have the stupid god-defying chains. And you have the Gate of Babylon, which is every noble phantasm, which you apparently know how to use. Although you can't use, like, I guess their pin ultimate attacks, because I guess maybe the pin ultimate attacks are what were made during the Life of Heroes. So even though you were the first to discover them, you can't use their full potential, I guess. Something like that. Yeah. I imagine. Like, we didn't see him just take out Gay Bogue and just chuck it at her, so. Well, he would kill her that way, but you know what I mean. His voice draws closer. Saber must have come, too. I see her eyes open. Does she look alright, man? I can see her breathing. Yet I still am far enough away that I can't reach her. She lays still, but I can't run to her. All I can do is call out to her. Yo, we gotta get Saber away from this. I don't know how, I don't know where, but we gotta. But I assume the final act of the story is gonna be a rescue mission for Saber, which tends to be a lot of the cases, except for Unlimited Blade Works, kind of. Saber's mouth opens. Saber breathes in as if to ask for help, but even that is painful enough to send her into coughing fit. Not our waifu. Yeah, we're here. The voice is weak and the question makes clear she cannot see me. Come on. I forget how he beats him in, like, the Unlimited Blade Works version. I'll have to go back. But come on. Kick his golden ass. I can't very well say I'll help. I'm on the ground, too. I can only move one arm. I can't even offer words of encouragement. At least she can't see me in this pathetic state. Nah, you're trying. You're trying. Failing, but trying. Yeah, you didn't win. You didn't win. She tilts her head towards me. Her eyes are lifeless. Saber coughs up blood. Anger seizes me, and I see red. Dude, you see red, like, quickly. I've been relying on Saber, and that is the result. I took one hit, and I can't even get up. I grab my head with the one hand that still works. I could just about kill myself. I have every intention on crushing my own head, and so pour all of the strength I can into my hand. Oh, something breaks. Something breaks. Oh, Lord. The switch fails. No. Oh, damn. He wanted to probably summon his sword, but he can't do it. Fuck. Instead of using my fingers, I imagine a hammer to press the switch to change myself into a mage. Yo, stop fingering. Pause. Not like that. Punch the switch and, like, yo, lock in. Fuck my abilities. I'm going beyond. Plus ultra. I'm breaking my limits. Who cares about limits when I need to do something? I hear Tosca's voice. She said that trying to do magecraft beyond your abilities will destroy the caster's nerves and magic circuits. Excuse me. So what? Saber's more important than any of this. If I can't protect her, I don't need my head anyway. She saved me so many times. I've never cared about someone the way I care about her. Oh, that is very sweet. So, if I can't protect her, I am better off dead. Yo, come on. Hand of power. Let's go. Lock in Shuro. I hear the pounding of iron. The shattered of bones of my body are being reinforced by magical energy. There's no holding back now. I'm throwing my switch open, ignoring my own limits. I generate as much magical energy as I can. Come on, man. Come on. My spine ignites and my entire body grows red hot. My brain feels like it's going to melt. I bite my tongue to endure it. My teeth sink into the flesh muscles. And if I have to bite a hole in my own tongue to remain conscious, so be it. My footsteps stop. Gilgamesh, amused laughter, stops with them.
シロ、何をしているのです。ダメだ。そんなことをしたら体が。
Fuck it. We go down together. She must have sensed something, even without being able to see it. Saber screams as she tries to desperately push herself up. Come on. Unlock your inner ability, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Something in me snaps. Fucking go on. Super Saiyan 2. Just fucking unleashes power. Come on, man. I stand up. My body tries to ignore my orders, but it begins to move with the help of the surge of magical energy I pour into it. It's like being set on fire, instinctively running towards water in hopes of surviving. I don't care. It's better than seeing Saber like this. Oh, right. With my mind very nearly burning up, I finally realized from the very beginning, I vowed to wield my sword because I don't want her to get hurt. Because he loves you. And he cares about you. You are something of importance to him, beyond mere words. Only action can show how much he has for you in his heart. I stop the enemy from approaching. Saber is behind me on the ground. This is it. Yo, if you respect Iskandar and Waver, come on, give this Shiro a little bit of respect. Like, yo, Bud is like clearly giving his last ditched effort, man. There's no way I can retreat now. Treson. I restrain my panicking, burning body and focus my will. I need to imagine one single thing. I divide the protection into 8 sections and replicate the lost sword. There's something solid in my left hand. I don't even have to look. My second attempt at manufacturing the sword succeeds. I mean, the other time you went against Berserker, you like did what? 3, 4 of them? Because it kept slice, break, slice, break, slice, break. And it just kept doing that. No. But we can at least make sure he can't win very easily. To fuck that smug grin off his face. The time for running is over. Nah, we go down together. We are a ride or die. I ready the sword. I hold it in both my hands. It's so much heavier than bamboo swords. And I glare at Gilgamesh. Yeah, I know. I ignore Saber's words and take a step forward. There's about 4 meters between us. If I rush him with all my might, maybe I can cut him. Come on, get that training in that she gave you. Life or death. Unlock some Jedi shit, just. Yo, fucking dodge, man. Dodge, weave, something. Get one hit in. Get one hit in. Do what Iskandar couldn't do. He doesn't move. Gilgamesh watches me for a moment, then laughs. Like you weren't gonna try anyway. Alright. His voice is utterly devoid of emotion. I instinctively block the attack that comes my way. I dodge the surprise attack by swaying to the side. There you go, Sierra. Come on. Too slow. If the first attack is a sudden gust, the barrage of attacks that follow is like a storm. Come on, man. Come on. Hold. Hold. Hold strong. Blocking is all I can do. Actually, I wouldn't even have been able to block in the first attack on my own. Fortunately, when I reproduced the sword, I also reproduced it from memory. A sword that has been in so many battles gains a will of its own after the experiences. Really. The sword must have already mastered this particular dance. Wait, he kind of has Saber's, like, parrying style. Whoa. Okay, that's, wait. So you can also even project techniques? That's actually pretty good. That's actually really good. What the fuck, Shiro? Alright, alright. We're giving him a fighting chance. I can't follow Gilgamesh's attacks, but the sword seems able to. Before I move my arm, the sword is already reacting to Gilgamesh's attacks. I let the sword guide me. Yo, be one with the sword. I am the sword. I am one with the force, and the force is with me. I am one with the force, and the force is with me. I am one with the force, and the force is with me. Go. I let the sword guide me. Manage to parry Gilgamesh's fierce attack. It doesn't last long. Every time I swing the sword, my fingers go numb, and I find myself gradually lagging more and more behind the sword's guidance. Fuck unseemly. The only thing that's pitiful to see is that goddamn grin of yours. Gilgamesh must not be able to tolerate even the slightest bit of resistance from me. Every breath I take in his presence is a defiance that he cannot stand for. That's fine. Make him more angry. Maybe he'll fuck up that way. He glares hatefully at me as he backs up just the slightest bit. Oh, wait. If I had the energy, I would be like, oh, where you going? You scared? You backing up? The great King of Kings has to give an inch to a mongrel? Oh, excuse me. Oh. I'm saved. If he kept attacking, I wouldn't have lasted another second. I try to catch my breath. And then... No, yeah? He draws a sword. What the fuck? Wait, that's actually... There's another... Oh my god. So there's our Excalibur, our Calibur, which is what Shiro's sword is based off of, the selecting sword. Then there's the... What? This is like... Oh, this is the real Excalibur that Gilgamesh found all those centuries ago. Oh my god. All those millennia ago. Fuck centuries. Millennia ago. It looks familiar. It's so plain. It's so dull. The decorations are different, though. The thought that went into making the sword, as well as its soul, are too similar to the sword. Prototype. That's also a phrase I've heard in Fate a couple times before. The idea of prototype, not just for weapons. I think it's like something else entirely, but that's whatever.
だが宝具としての精度は比べるまでもないぞ。
Really? But its precision as a noble phantasm is without equal. Even Enuma Elish. Alright, so the real deal Excalibur, Proto Excalibur, whatever.
お前が持つ王を選定する岩に刺さった剣は北欧に伝わる支配を与える木に刺さった剣が流れたものだが、これはその原型。
Is that true, actually?
王を選定するという聖剣の大元だ。
I actually did not know that. Wait, I mean, I have heard other stories of the you must pull X, Y, and Z, and then from there, the gosh dang power will be born from you and whatever. I'm just going to take a snapshot of this. I didn't know this. I actually did not know that. How fascinating. How interesting. Okay. All right. Very interesting. So there's a Norse story about that. Cool. Cool. All right. In Norse legend, the sword is impaled in the Tree of Supremacy. The Tree of Supremacy. I've never heard that. Is that another way of saying the World Tree, Yggdrasil? Or is there another tree? This sword serves as the very foundation of the concept of the divine right of kings. Really? For all, like, stories and stuff. And heroes, I guess. Is he saying he's holding the original model for the sword in the Tree of Supremacy, the Norse hero Sigma divine sword Wait, Sigma? Siegfried? Siegfried? Whoa! Hold on. Oh, damn. So many tangents. Wait a minute. I almost said Sigma like the god. Sigmund. Sigmund and Freed. No, not Sigmund Freed. Myth. Sigma. Yes. Yeah, dude. Yes. Oh, maybe I did know about this. Sigma in Germanic mythology, before Norse, technically speaking. Sigma is a hero whose story is told in the Volsaga saga. He is and his sister Signa are the children of the Volsna and his wife Halga. The sword associated with the mythological hero Sigma is named Gram, or Balgen Midnog in German myth. Sorry, by the way, my German audience, if there is any. A mythological blade given to him by the god of Odin. After Sigma's sword is broken by Odin, its shards are passed to his son, Sigurd, who has the sword reforged, enabling him to achieve heroic deeds like slaying. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought this was Sigurd, the one who kills the dragon. No, I'm mistaken. They are different people. They are different stories. So Sigma, I'm just going to call him Sigma, even though that's not technically how you're supposed to pronounce it. Sigma came before Siegfried. Sigma had a sword, Gram, from the mythical Tree of Supremacy. I have no idea what the fuck that is, but that sword would become the Dragon Slayer sword that Siegfried would go on to kill the black dragon. I forget his name, but yeah. Tree of Supremacy. Yeah, Tree of Supremacy. What the fuck is that? The Tree of Supremacy can refer to the concept in games like Stellaraz, where it's a powerful tradition of or accession tree focused on gallant dominance, or to the Norse mythological world tree. Oh, it is another world tree name. It is another tree of Yggdrasil. Huh, so I guess for like One Piece. instead of calling this the Tree of Yggdrasil, the or the Jewel Tree, you can actually call it the Tree of Supremacy. So this is, is this Graham? Is Oda going deep into his pockets? Yo, if you're getting spoiled for One Piece, sorry, my bad. This is Graham. The sword that would be reforged. So this is the sword that is stuck in the World Tree that would then later be used by the hero's son to kill a dragon and become, I think he's like counted as the first dragon slayer. Yeah. And that is pre-Arthurian times. I guess that would make sense. Germanic tribes. Then those Germanic tribes would be the origin stories of Nordic tribes. And also at the same time Celtic, because they all originate from Germanic. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, let's get back into this. Back to the plot. Is he saying he's holding the original model for the sword in the Tree of Supremacy, the Norse hero Sigma, demonic sword Graham? The demonic sword Graham. No child surpasses their parents? Isn't that the whole point, though? Wait a minute. No child surpasses their parents. I don't think that's how that works, but okay. Replicas deteriorate with each iteration and are no match for the original. The light flares from the blade. The sword understands perfectly that this is the same attack which killed Berserker in a single attack. Yo, true lightsaber over here. It must be protecting its owner. The sword in my hand moves towards the enemy's sword more fiercely, more powerful than ever before. The noble phantasm is called Calibrim, the golden sword of assured victory, or the selecting sword, as we know. But this is Graham. Yeah, right. Your assured victory shattered. Oh, damn. That's harsh. It shatters instantly in the face of the Miradoc? The original sin. I have no idea what that is. Miradoc? Ah, fuck. Hold on. One more Google search. One more Google search. Mirodoc?